Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Thursday, the 13th of April 2017. So, what a strange day yesterday. Not seen a weird and odd day, I suppose, really, like yesterday for a long time. So, yesterday, the market traded sideways. There wasn't really much momentum. The orders weren't being filled. So, there was a first clue there that there was going to be a few problems. We then waited for the crude oil figures, which came out at minus 2.2 million, and I made a mistake in the email I sent out saying that it should be bearish. It's actually bullish. And the market then put in this sell signal. The sell signal was filled, as we saw, and this was the bar that started to sort of get my attention. I'm just going to drag the slider here, and what you should be watching is the speed with which the volume actually starts to rise here, and then you can see that it's near enough the same as the previous bar, and at this point I'm thinking the market's not going to go down, and it started to trade sideways. So I'll put in a stop first, because we had a 42 point risk on this, and the market was starting to show signs of not really wanting to go down. You can see how small the range of the bar is, but fortunately it did break, but not for long, because the market then started to find support again, and there you can see a bit of volatility in this bar as the price is shot up, shot down. You can see it jumping around there. Again, no great volume on this bar, and what I did was move the stop down again from the 100% to 50%, because it looked like we were about to move to the upside, which we did, but no follow through, as you'll see here. So 12 point loss instead of a 42 point loss. And of course Murphy's Law then got involved, and as soon as I saw this price bar where prices had come off the high and the volume had increased, I assumed that we were going to move back to the downside, which, having come out, is fine. It's not a problem. Preservation of capital is the most important thing. You can see the market holding there above the 20,600 level, and then eventually the market breaks and then it comes back, and now it's starting to see that this line as resistance. It is still below the 20 bar average as well. For those of you that did stay with the trade, there was the two positive things that started to change this market, you can see there, and then eventually the market went down. But what was fascinating about this is there's no selling in this bar, none whatsoever. So again, they still want to bring the market back. They've allowed it to go down this far, but whatever selling was absorbed, it was certainly taken in this area here, allowed it to come down, see if anybody else wanted to sell. Nobody else wanted to sell, and then they start to bring the market back. I think we have one more dip to the downside, and again, if you look at this bar, you can see the sort of like a test type of situation, testing for selling. There was none around, but we'll just make sure, drop the market down again, and then the market starts to come back. Now this is the opposite of what we had here, where the market came off the highs, closing there. This is where the market comes off the bottom, increase in volume, and we've seen this a lot this week. We've seen it a lot all the time, but certainly a lot this week. And then market moves sideways through the quiet period, back to the 20 bar average again, which is interesting because we had this bar close above it, this one closed below, and the rest. So we've got to get it back above this in order to again see somebody potential strength coming into the market, and it takes a few bars before that happens. Now we've got two above, and then one goes back below just to shake out again, and then back above. So you're stuck in that sideways range. And also what you've got to keep in mind is today is the day before Good Friday. We're heading into the Easter weekend. The moving averages now become green as well there, and the markets will be closed tomorrow. And then we had this buy trade. Now we know we want the markets up because this has been the pattern for the last week. The markets moved lower in the pre-market session and then being brought back for a bit of a run straight after they have achieved their objective of absorbing the selling and moving the market back. So you'll see the market trade higher. I then remarked the trade up. I thought, well, let's see how much we've got in this and see if we can get back to anywhere near these sorts of highs, but the market doesn't seem to want to move higher. We haven't driven through on any great volume, and you can see it's just starting to make a sideways move. So what I do is draw in the top of this resistance, which you'll see here at 616, and if the market can break through this, then I'll use this just as a tight stop for the market coming back, just to pick up the losses and a few profits for the day. Very strange day though. You can see the market coming back, stops at break even, and then we drive through, and you can see there we've got 38 points on the table, but I don't get that because the market then immediately comes back and we're taken out there with 23 points or thereabouts on, well, the way it's reading there, it was actually 22 points by the time I got around to closing out the trade, which is fine because it offsets the loss earlier, where the market looked like it was about to do what it did in the latter part of the session, but didn't, and then called it a day, turned everything off. So what happened later on, let's have a look. Let's bring up the end of day or bigger picture. We got the market moving up again on the overnight. So after that the market then went into sideways range. We knew we'd already got problems here because the market didn't want to move higher. So again, going long here is a bit of a problem. It's just got messy because of I say the run up to Easter and whatever the market was doing yesterday. Just a very strange behavior. In the daily chart, well, on the overnight we're already seeing support at the 527. Very interesting there, but we are seeing the market also trading to the 20 bar average and then coming back. You can see this for the last week since we had this bar where the market's driven through and then come back, and now you can see how it's struggling with this area as well, but it is finding support at the 527 level there. And on the implied volatility, we've got this moving higher again. The threat of war with Korea is dominating, but it's fascinating to see how the market's being played in this sideways move, and the volatility is increasing. We've also taken out the resistance area that I've spoken about earlier on in the week. This has now been achieved, and again, the implied volatility is being marked up because of that potential risk with Korea kicking off, which seems to be making all of the news at the moment. If just have a look here, you'll see it's all part and parcel of the news, mainstream and alternative media at the moment. So that's it for today and for this week. The market's obviously trading limited hours tomorrow, and then bank holiday on Monday. So I'll see what the US do on Monday, because it's not a bank holiday for the US as far as I'm aware, and then reporting on Tuesday morning to see how things are panned out on the electronic systems, and who knows what will happen over the weekend is anybody's guess. Right, that's it. Have a great Easter, and I will see you in Tuesday morning's Market Alert. As ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.